Hey, Mom, where are you now? Are you out shopping? The house is a mess. Something wrong?
Oh, you're home. Early today. How was school?
As usual. Why do you ask?
Oh, you know what, Iris? I'm thinking of leaving home.
Huh? What do you mean, leave home? Are you running away or something? Did you have a fight with Dad?
No, that's not it. I'm thinking of getting a divorce.
Huh? You and Dad? Divorce? Why?
Well, it's complicated. I got stuff going on too. Anyway, from now on, you guys are on your own. I know it's going to be difficult, but I want you to support your father as best you can. Okay, see you around.
See you around? Are you kidding me? Sorry we're getting divorced. See you around. I can't accept that. I need a better explanation than that.
But you're still just a kid, Iris. You probably wouldn't understand anyways. These things are for grown-ups.
You say I'm a kid, but I'm already 15. I'm old enough to understand. Just explain it to me. So, what's this all about?
All right, I'll explain. I recently met this really nice guy. I want to marry him, so first I have to get a divorce. That's all.
You recently met someone? Who is this guy? What's his name?
His name is Michael. He's an old classmate from back in high school. He's from a very prestigious family, and he himself is a successful businessman. He was super handsome and all the girls had the hots for him back then. I met him at the alumni party a couple of months ago, and he came up and talked to me. His wife apparently passed away some time back, and now he's single.
And so you decided to split up with Dad and marry this guy from high school?
Yes, that's right. This is fate, a chance of a lifetime.
A chance?
Yes, a chance to marry a rich and handsome guy. To be honest, I really didn't want to marry some lowly company office worker. I want to be the wife of someone like Michael. I didn't want to be that middle-aged woman sitting through discount coupons at the supermarket. My dream was to be a woman that bought brand items and went on luxurious vacations overseas. And that chance has finally arrived. I want to start over, kickstart my drab lifestyle.
So, does that mean the life you led so far with me and Dad was nothing? That means you didn't want to marry Dad, right? And you regret giving birth to me. Sure sounds like it. What about all this time? All these years we spent together as a family. Was it all just a waste of time?
It's not that I wasn't happy. I simply don't want to continue as just your mom. I want to live the rest of my life as a woman. You only have one life to live, and I am going to live it as I please.
I see what you're saying, but why is the house such a mess? It looks like you rushed out of there in a hurry. Mom, where are you right now? If you're going to get divorced, you're coming home to talk about this with Dad, right?
I will never return to that house ever again. The place is a mess because I was looking for the bank books and other stuff. I'm taking all the money we saved.
What? Are you serious? All the money? All our family savings?
You've heard of divorce settlement, I'm sure. Women are entitled to it when getting divorced. It's really not enough considering whom I'm getting married to, of course.
But you can't just take it all. I mean, my piggy bank is even gone.
In reality, I would get more in the range of tens of thousands. No, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know? You're still young, Iris. You wouldn't understand such things. Normally, we would meet to work out the proper amount, but I don't have enough time for that. I want to marry Michael as soon as possible. And your money? Well, that all came out of your father's meager salary, so I figure it's mine.
If you take all the money, what are we supposed to live on? I'm starting high school at Sanford Academy this year. Or did you forget? And how about my college fund? We were saving up for that. What am I supposed to do?
I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to get divorced and you won't be family anymore. I won't be able to help you out financially. About school and education, talk to your father, okay? I left the divorce papers on the kitchen table, so could you tell him to sign it and send it in? Okay, so have a great life, Iris.
Hold it a minute! Mom!
Iris, get back to me as soon as you see this.
Oh, hello. Laura, was it? It's been a while. I forgot your name. What do you want?
You came to my house today, didn't you, Iris? My mother-in-law said that my daughter came to visit.
Oh, yeah, right. I went to your new husband Michael's home. I was impressed. He really does live in an awesome McMansion. Unfortunately, you were out.
Why'd you come? Do you want something?
Nothing in particular. Just wondering what kind of life you were living. I mean, you did take all our savings, leaving us with nothing. But your husband and his mother were there, so figured I would introduce myself and say hello. After you left home, I asked people about you, heard some interesting things.
What did you hear?
Well, for one, they told me your new hubby and his mother, that your husband had passed away. When you met Michael at the alumni party, you said your husband had passed away some time ago, and that you were a widow. What's more, you said you were being harassed and abused by your former husband's parents, and when your husband died, they kicked you out of the house. You're like some poor little thing abused for many years. I really couldn't believe the barefaced lie you concocted. Can't believe you would go so far to get money. A real con artist.
A con artist? How could you say that?
What else should I call you? You took everything. Our savings, my college fund, my piggy bank even. Then you lied to some rich guy and move in with him. And you're even trying to rip them off too, aren't you? Okay, maybe not a con artist, more like a thief.
I didn't marry him for that. How can you call your mother a con artist and a thief? So disrespectful.
Mother? You? You told that new family of yours that you had no kids. It's as if I didn't even exist. When I visited and told them that I was your daughter, wow, they were blown away. They had no idea. You were acting as if you had no daughter. Please don't start acting as if you're my mom all of a sudden.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Anyways, why did you even have to visit? We divorced years ago.
It's obvious, isn't it? I went there to get the money back that you stole from us.
Like I said, I didn't steal it. That was a divorce settlement.
Divorce settlement? Don't make me laugh. I was naive back then and you sweet-talked your way out of ripping us off, but, well, I learned a lot since then and I know my rights. You're in no position to get any kind of divorce settlement.
The hell I'm not! When getting a divorce, it's the woman that gets the divorce settlement.
That's where you're wrong. When a husband and wife divorce, you first determine which side initiated an affair. That person pays the victim and the victim is my dad. Oh yeah, and you did have an affair with Michael even before you were divorced, right? I confirmed that point with your husband today, so that's been verified. So, you were two-timing dad from the day you met Michael at that alumni party, am I right? So, according to the law, you're the one that has to pay up.
That can't be right. Besides, I knew nothing about that. And that was years ago. None of that money is left. There is a time limit to these things, too. It's all in the past.
Huh? A time limit? Are you being serious? If so, I'm just starting with you.
Huh?
Because you took everything of ours and disappeared. Dad and I had to sell the house and move out. Because of the hardship, Dad fell ill. I gave up on going to college. I did manage to finish high school, but to support the family, I had to work various part-time jobs. After high school, I got a job and I'm currently working hard. Dad's taking his meds and working as well. Can you continue the way you are after hearing what I just said? After the hardships we endured?
Well, I was.
I took all line messages from years ago. I took photos of the messed up living room and the divorce papers. I printed out everything and kept them all these years. One day, I was going to find out where you lived, and was intent on getting my revenge once and for all. That's how much I despise you. Do you even realize that?
I'm really sorry. I didn't realize you had such a hard time all these years. I was completely wrong about the divorce settlement. Please forgive me.
I don't want an apology from you. Just pay what you owe us. The money for infidelity and half of our assets. I will not forgive you until I see the money.
Okay, I will find some way to pay you back. And to my husband and her mother. I didn't want them to get the wrong idea about me, so could you help me keep this all a secret from them?
Huh? Why would I help you?
Well, you know, they find out after all these years that I was lying. Well, it would be a bit awkward carrying on, you know. And besides, he may even demand we get divorced. I have to avoid that at all costs. Please, I will find some way to pay you back.
Sure would like to help you out, but I mean we are complete strangers now. You're not my mother. You're just gonna have to work that out yourself.
Huh? How could you say that? That's so irresponsible. You appear out of nowhere after all these years, disrupt our family, and don't even lift a finger to help. Give me a hand here. You're my daughter after all.
Did you really just say that, daughter? I have to be honest with you. I have no mother. She died a long time ago. Okay, see ya. I'll send over an official invoice later. So, see you later. Hope everything works out with your family.
Hold it right there, Iris. This conversation is not over yet. Iris!
After that conversation, my dad and I drew up an invoice for the compensation we wanted. Fortunately, her husband, Michael, paid the entire amount at once on our behalf. Michael said he was not aware of her predicament and what we had gone through, but that was no excuse and he insisted on apologizing and paying us a generous amount as compensation on top of his wife's divorce settlement. With that money, I was able to go to college and am currently enjoying life on campus. My mom, former mom, is not divorced but is apparently working her butt off at a farm owned by the family to pay the money that she stole from us. Not really the luxurious life that she had imagined.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Nicola, what's going on? I heard you were admitted to hospital.
Hi, Wendy. Yeah, that's right. I'm in the hospital now.
I was so surprised when Joe told me. I couldn't believe it.
Sorry for causing a fuss.
Anyway, you'll be able to get discharged tomorrow, won't you?
Huh? Tomorrow?
Oh no, you didn't forget, did you? We have guests due to come tomorrow morning, so I need you to be here first thing to make the necessary preparations to entertain them. I told you this, didn't I, Nicola? Ah, yes, and before that, you'll need to vacuum the living room where everyone will be gathering, plus the entrance, hallway, and kitchen.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it tomorrow.
Good grief. So let me get this straight. Not only did you get admitted to hospital all of a sudden and without telling me, but now you're refusing to carry out your duties as my son's wife? Why did my son have to choose such a sickly woman for a wife? I ask myself that question every day.
Sickly? No, I'm not. The reason I'm in the hospital is...
Be quiet. If you got admitted to hospital and you're not injured, that must mean you have some kind of disease. If you have a disease, that means you're sickly. Chances are slim you'll ever produce an heir for our family at this rate.
No, listen to me.
Do not answer me back, young lady. I asked Joe. He told me you've been refusing to do housework lately because you feel sick and have been palming it all off on him. Do you take joy in forcing my son to do a woman's job?
I never forced him.
I regularly see my poor son wheeling a shopping cart around the supermarket on his way back from work. To think you'd force a grown man in a suit to go grocery shopping. His pride as a man must be at rock bottom. How could you do this to him? Oh yes, and I couldn't help but notice lately. You've started getting fat, haven't you? Just more proof you've been lazing around the house stuffing your face while you force the housework onto my poor son. My poor Joe. He doesn't deserve this.
Please, listen to me, Wendy.
You and my son will be getting a divorce.
Huh?
When you get discharged from the hospital, I'll be moving the discussion forward. Your days are numbered.
Wow, what the hell? Where did this come from all of a sudden?
There's no way a sickly excuse of a woman like you could produce healthy children. There's nothing else for it. I'll have to have him get rid of you and find someone healthier. That boy will have to learn how to choose a good woman.
Wow.
I have nothing else to say to you. After the divorce, you won't be welcome anywhere near mine or Joe's house ever again. Make the necessary preparations for getting out of our lives forever.
Hey, Nicola. Today was the day you got discharged from the hospital, right? I just came to your room, but you were gone already. I wonder if we missed each other as you were leaving.
Joe, I'm sorry. I had my dad come and pick me up.
Huh? Your dad? Why?
I'm at my folks' place now.
Huh? How come? That's the first I've heard of you going to your folks' place when you got discharged. I thought you'd be coming with me. What's going on? Did something happen?
Yes.
By any chance, was it something involving my mom again? Please, tell me what she did. I'm worried about you, babe.
I got a message from your mom on the first day I came to the hospital. She said your family had no need for a wife as sickly as me, and that she was gonna have you divorce me.
Huh? Sickly? Surely your hospital stay couldn't be helped.
I did try to explain that to her, but it seems she interpreted the fact my belly grew due to the pregnancy as me lazing around the house doing nothing while forcing you to do the housework. She rattled on and on. It was one unreasonable request or malicious insult after the other. She was really bad this time. At first it was because I couldn't get a word in edgeways, but eventually I just gave up trying to explain.
I see. Actually, I think this is fine. Even if you did explain to her, she would have probably just found something else to pick fault with. Rest up at your parents' place for the time being, babe. You deserve it. You've been through a lot. Anyone can see my mom is obviously a huge source of stress for you. I think both of our minds will be more at ease if you're with your mom and dad.
Sorry I didn't tell you I was coming here beforehand. I did actually plan on coming back to the house until this morning. But when my dad suddenly suggested I go back to their place instead, I changed my mind. When I thought about the possibility of your mom figuring out where I was going, because she's so overprotected of you, she goes to great lengths to be aware of every minute detail of your life. I thought it'd be best just to tell you afterwards instead.
Ah, that makes sense. You did the right thing, babe. Actually, she's been staying over ever since you got admitted to hospital. My mom, that is.
Really?
Given how things are right now, I think you two crossing paths would be terrible and should be avoided at all costs. My mom did say she'd take care of all the housework for me until you've recovered from your illness and got out of hospital. But I've been worried this whole time she'd go causing trouble behind my back. And lo and behold, she did. That woman's impossible. She can't keep getting away with this. Your dad made the right judgment.
I see. I'm glad you understand, Joe. Thanks.
Let's not correct my mom's misunderstanding that you got fat for the time being. Rest up, take your mind off everything, and leave the Wicked Witch to me.
Thanks a lot, Joe. It means a lot.
Nicola, I heard the news, and a boy at that. Nice work. But good grief, I've never met a woman as dishonest as you. Why do you have to be so standoffish with me? I had no idea you were pregnant. You haven't come to see us even once since you got out of the hospital. I want to see my grandson. I did suggest to Joe that he divorce you for your repellent behavior, but he's adamant that won't be happening. That boy is so stubborn. Now he's sulking and won't speak to me, so I can't even ask him about my precious grandson. Thinking about it now, I'm guessing you must have gone back to your folks' home and had a home birth. If you had any sense about you, you wouldn't have troubled your parents and given birth in my house instead. Oh well, I suppose you did produce a male heir, so I shouldn't be too hard on you. I'll tell you what, just this once, I'm willing to overlook it. Anyway, when will you be coming back? I want to see my darling grandson. It's almost been a month now and I still haven't seen him. We have to show off our heir to the relatives and neighbors, you know. So please get back here as quickly as you can.
Hi, Wendy. It's been a while. I have no intention of coming back.
Huh? What are you talking about? Of course you do. You're my son's wife and a part of this family. How long do you think you're going to get away with boarding at your parents' place? You have duties to this family, so get back here and carry them out. Even putting it kindly, you're a sickly, no-good excuse of a wife with more shortcomings than I can count on both hands. It would be one thing if you at least accepted that and worked hard to serve family by way of making up for your defects. But no, you're stubborn and disobedient to boot.
I'm a sickly, no-good excuse for a wife, huh? This was the first time I've had to go to the hospital in my whole life, and the doctors actually told me I'm very healthy.
They did? In that case, why would you have to be carried off to the hospital in such a dramatic fashion? It sounded like you caused quite the fuss. I'm sorry to break this to you, but that only tends to happen to sickly people, my dear.
Because the morning sickness was horrendous.
Huh? Morning sickness?
I could barely stand for a few minutes without getting out of breath, so my doctor recommended I admit myself to the hospital to be on the safe side.
You were in the maternity ward the whole time?
That's right.
Why didn't you tell me? I'm your mother-in-law.
I didn't feel like it anymore.
What?
I did intend to start keeping you in the loop once I entered my 12th week. But then when the morning sickness got bad and I admitted myself to the hospital way earlier than planned, I thought it'd be better to let you know then. I spoke to Joe about telling you too. Then, literally just as I was about to send you the message announcing the pregnancy, I got a torrent of hateful, abusive messages calling me every name under the sun.
I see.
When I tried to explain the real reason I was in the hospital, you interrupted me every time, telling me to be quiet or ordering me to stop answering back like I was some mischievous child. You went on and on and on, complaining at me endlessly. You made me feel so small at a time when I already felt bad enough due to my condition. It dawned on me that with things like this, if on the off chance I gave birth to a daughter, you'd probably lose your mind, and I actually felt scared for my own and my child's safety. Which is why I sought safe haven at my parents' place and decided to keep quiet about everything until after the birth.
I see. Anyway, never mind all that. It's in the past now. The most important thing here is that you produced us a male heir. Everything turned out all right in the end. All's well that ends well, right? Let's just let bygones be bygones, okay?
What?
So when will you be coming back here? I want to see the little heir's face.
You think I'm just gonna forget about everything that easily? Bye.
Wait, what? Nicola?
Mom, it's Joe.
Oh, Joe, I just had some awful messages from Nicola.
Awful, huh? I saw the whole conversation. I sat next to her.
What? You're together now?
Yes, we're together now. Or rather, I moved into her place.
What?
I'm only going to give you the quick rundown here.
The quick rundown?
This weird obsession you have with looking at our family like we're part of some kind of royal succession drama in medieval Europe. Eldest sons, brides, heirs. I couldn't care less.
Huh?
All I care about is protecting my family, Nicola and my son. And I have no interest in continuing to have anything to do with anyone who bullies my wife. That's why we're cutting all ties with you, Mom.
Cutting all ties?
It goes without saying, but you'll never see your grandson.
Oh my god, that child is the heir of our dynasty, just like you were. Do you seriously think you could do this to me?
Dad gave us the go-ahead. What's the problem?
What?
Anyway, Mom, I gotta ask. Heir? Dynasty? What the hell are you talking about? You're the only person I've ever heard using those old-fashioned words outside of movies. Besides, Dad works in an office cubicle looking at numbers on a screen for crying out loud. He's hardly the king of France.
But...
Nah, no buts. That's it. Never contact us again.
Wait, Joe!
After that, my mother-in-law completely lost it and sent me lots of hateful messages and voicemails, blaming me for taking her family away from her. But Joe showed me how to block her, and I never heard from her again. The next day, just to be on the safe side, we both bought new phones and changed our numbers. She did embark on a desperate search for the whereabouts of her estranged son and grandson. But in spectacular irony, she didn't even know where my parents lived because she had such little interest in me. As a result, there's no danger of her tracking us down and showing up out of the blue. And we're living our new family life in peace and harmony. Oh, and by the way, we are still in contact with my father-in-law, who's always been super supportive towards us. He gives us status reports on his wife from time to time, but sadly, he says she still hasn't shown an ounce of remorse, instead blaming everyone except herself for the mess she made. It seems the prospect of her meeting her grandson is still nothing but a distant hope. Last we heard from him, he's seriously considering divorce. Can you blame him?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Kate, it's been a while. Is now a good time?
Oh, hello. It's been a long time. I'm free at the moment. Is there something I can help you with?
It must have been about 3 months since we last spoke.
Yes, I think it's been about that.
I was wondering what you thought about what I said last time.
Oh?
I'm asking whether you reached a decision.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Oh, come on! How could you forget something so important?
I'm really sorry. Would you mind reminding me?
It's about me moving in.
Huh?
So, what did you decide?
If it's about that, I thought we respectfully declined your offer.
And I told you I didn't agree with your decision, didn't I?
But Andy said no again that time too.
Good grief, you and that boy. Tell me, Kate, are you really Andy's wife?
Huh?
If you understood Andy, your husband's feelings, you would have never made that decision, would you?
You might say that, but it's a decision we reached together as a couple after thoughtfully considering each other's opinions.
My boy doesn't say what he really wants around you because he's so kind. Supporting your husband is one condition of being a good wife. You need to learn to be a little more humble. Accordingly, please move the discussion on the matter of me moving in with you forward in the near future.
You deciding one-sidedly like this puts us in a really difficult position.
As long as you're Andy's wife, you're obliged to do what I say. I'm his mother.
I did tell you this before, but my grandpa lives with us here.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Your parents are always working away at a company branch in the countryside. So your grandfather's living with you for the time being as he doesn't have anyone else.
That's right.
But isn't he living separately in a detached house?
He is, but he still eats with us, and we all basically live on the same grounds. It's fair to say we live together, if you were to move in too.
Basically, you mean that, well, I may be a relative, you don't want me living with your grandfather because we're more or less strangers? But here's the thing, I don't mind that even one bit. Just because I'm a single divorcee doesn't mean anything is going to happen between me and your grandpa.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Good grief, you drive me up the wall. Whatever you say, it's decided. I'm moving in with you.
But this house...
I don't want to hear about your circumstances.
Wow.
Dreary me. It looks like I'll have to block you and continue this conversation with my Andy.
But wait!
Goodbye.
Andy, I'm sorry to bother you during work. You got a minute?
Sure, I'm on break, so we're good. What's up?
Your mom messaged me just now.
My mom?
Looks like she still hasn't given up on moving in with us.
Seriously? We told her your grandpa's living at our place.
Right? I think she knows that. But regardless, she's hell-bent on moving in. She blocked me again while I was in the middle of explaining.
Wow.
Maybe the way I spoke to her was bad.
No, I doubt it. I think my mom's just getting ahead of herself again. She's, how to put it, narrow-minded? Or short-tempered or brash. Plus, she has some old-fashioned ways of thinking. She has the kind of personality that doesn't mix well with people from our generation.
Oh, I see. She said she was going to contact you to talk about her moving in, so you might get a message soon.
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, got it.
I'm sorry.
Don't be silly. If anything, you're the one being messed around by my mom's selfishness. It's me who should be sorry.
No, it's fine, but thank you.
I gotta head back to work soon.
Okay, I'm making your favorite omelet for tea tonight.
Woohoo! I can't wait!
I hope work goes well.
Thanks! Hey, Mom! What the hell's all this luggage doing here?
Oh, Andy, my things arrived?
Not my things arrived! Why the heck did you send us 10 cardboard boxes to be paid cash on delivery?
Did you pay?
Yes. I feel bad for the driver having to deal with all that stuff if I refused. But you should have told us before you sent all your stuff here. Cost me over $100. What did you plan on doing if we didn't have any money on hand?
Oh, sorry about that. It's good that you were able to get my things, though.
It's not good at all! Our front door and hallway are crammed full of your boxes. We can hardly move. Just what is all this stuff?
All of my belongings, in preparation for me moving in, obviously.
What? No way. By moving in, you don't mean...
Of course. Me, you, and your wife will all be living together. I'll be living here this evening.
No, no, no! Me and Kate didn't agree to this. I thought you'd contact us at least once before turning up.
Well, I did plan on getting in touch to discuss which room I'd be getting once my luggage arrived. It was a big help when you messaged me from your end.
No, come on. Surely you have the order back to front.
But Andy, you want me to move in, don't you?
Huh? Why would you think that? I've already told you. I have been in full agreement with Kate the whole time. I told you countless times. You won't be moving in!
Andy, it's okay, you know.
Huh?
You can say how you really feel. It's just the two of us talking here.
What are you talking about?
Look, Andy, just admit it. That's what you really want, is to live with your mother.
No, really, what are you talking about? You're scaring me.
I'm saying you don't have to hold back for Kate's sake.
Hold back?
I know you hesitate to assert yourself, what with Kate's grandfather staying there and all. But it's common sense that a husband gets the final say over his wife. There's no reason you should be able to say what you really think in your own home.
Huh?
If anything, since you're the one letting Kate and her grandfather live at your house, they're the ones who should be humbling themselves.
Wait a second.
What?
Mom, by any chance, do you think this is my house?
Huh? Well, it is, isn't it? You really are amazing, Andy. Building such a big house like that after just 1 year of marriage. You make your mother so proud.
No, that's wrong!
What is?
This is Kate's family home!
What? But how could such a new house?
The reason it looks like a new build is because they had some major renovations done on it a little while before we got married.
Renovations?
Kate's parents and grandpa are the ones who paid for those renovations.
Huh? But that's...
And so, the all-important name on the deed is that of the real owner of this house, Kate's grandpa.
What?
I mean, I have told you this before, you know, and I'm sure Kate told you too.
Oh, you have?
As far as I can remember, we've told you 3 or 4 times. But every time you got carried away and started praising me. Wow, your own detached house? Amazing! I did correct you that it was actually Kate's grandpa's house, though. Basically, I'm the one who's being allowed to live at Kate's family home.
Please just hold your horses, son. Why does her grandfather, the owner of the house, live in a separate building? Surely he'd be living in the main house if that was true.
When they had the renovations done, he said he wanted his own private room with its own garden built on the grounds. We might refer to it as living separately because it's convenient, but if I had to put it one way or the other, I'd say calling it Grandpa's private castle would be more accurate.
Oh my god, I can't believe it's not your house.
Well, it isn't. So I'm gonna return the luggage you sent to us today.
Huh? What about us all living together?
I told you it wouldn't be happening from day one, didn't I? And Mom, you do know that I'm the one who entered Kate's family to begin with, right?
What?
I knew it, you forgot. I did think it was strange that everything you sent to us by mail was addressed to my old surname. Today's luggage, too.
You took on their surname?
Did you really forget even though you were the #1 reason I did it?
What? Me?
I don't know whether it's because you felt nervous about living alone after you and Dad got divorced, but you bullied my sister's husband after he kindly agreed to let you live with them because you couldn't bear to let go of her, didn't you?
No!
So my sister flipped out, declared the cohabitation arrangement over, and kicked you out of the house.
But...
I decided I never let you live with us after seeing all that go down, which I made very clear to you at the time we got married. And then, I also told you that I'd be taking Kate's last name because she's the only daughter of an old family. That's how I ended up where I am now.
What? What?
You really should listen to people when they speak to you. That's the reason you and Dad got a divorce, isn't it? You should have learned your lesson by now.
But who's going to be my heir?
That's not really something you need to worry about, what with you being a divorcee and all.
We might not be an old established family, but the thought of us disappearing with your generation...
Oh, but surely to a certain extent, that's not a problem anymore.
Why?
Because Dad's new wife gave birth to twin boys.
What? Your dad got remarried? And he has kids?
He got married to a woman he met after you guys divorced. And apparently the boys were born the day before yesterday.
Just hold on a minute. This is the first I've heard of it.
I know. He got in touch this morning and asked me to tell you.
You're joking, right?
So now you know the situation. Will you stop pestering Dad to reconcile?
Huh? But...
Anyway, I'll be having all your luggage sent back.
Wait!
Why? Surely you know you can't live with us now.
Not that, I ended the contract on my apartment. I have to be out before the end of the month.
I did suspect you might have done that.
That's why I have to move in with you.
My uncle will be arriving at your place soon.
Your uncle? You mean my brother Carl?
He said he's gonna take you in, so wait there.
Wait, I can't! I don't like Carl!
Just be grateful you won't be homeless. Anyway, bye.
Wait, Andy!
Apparently, my uncle arrived at my mom's place a short while after our messages. By the way, I sent her luggage back to my uncle's place. Cash on delivery, of course. Apparently, the reason my mom was acting like that was because she was unable to hold down her part-time job due to her abrasive personality and was struggling to make ends meet. Which is why now she lives with my uncle. After being ordered to pay for her own food, she did find another part-time job, but I hear her boss is super strict. And she sends me expletive-laden messages about him from time to time. But my uncle told me I'm not to reply to her because she's, as he puts it, undergoing a period of education. We actually found out recently that Kate's pregnant. But unless my uncle gives her permission, I think it'll be a long time before my mom gets to hold her grandchild.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hello, Clara. I have to talk to you.
Hello, Mom. Can I help you with something?
I heard from my son that Alyssa wants to go to a private high school. Is this true?
Yes, that's right. The high schools around here don't teach the subject that Alyssa is interested in, so...
A private high school, huh? You do realize that it costs a fortune.
Oh, no need to worry about that. I talked to your son about it, and we came to the conclusion that the overall cost wouldn't be that great.
It's not about that.
Huh?
If you had the money to send Alyssa to an expensive private school, it would be more logical to have Kevin go to that private junior high school.
Excuse me? We've already decided that Kevin will be attending the local public school.
You must not do that. As the male in the family, he should be getting the best education you can provide him.
Well, actually, Kevin wanted it this way. He made the final decision.
No. Kevin is just being nice. He's just letting his big sister have her way.
Kevin is a confident kid. He is honest about his feelings.
No, you got it all wrong. I'm sure Kevin wants to go to a good private school. I can't believe you. You're his mother, for God's sake. It's a mother's job to understand and consider a child's future. Don't even know that? Besides, when Kevin was in elementary school, I urged you to let Kevin take the exam for entering that private school. But you simply ignored my advice and had him attend the local public school. But this time, I'm not going to back down. You must let him go to the private junior high school. I will not take no for an answer.
He said he doesn't want to part with his best friends he's had since elementary school and wants to continue with them to junior high.
Best friends? He doesn't need that. This is a time to study, not play.
He doesn't need friends?
Oh, that reminds me. I have a close relative whose son would be perfect for Kevin. He's getting ready to take the exam to get into the school so he could be Kevin's new best friend.
Say again?
Okay, so now we have a reason for Kevin to take the exam and get into the same private school.
Are you off your rocker? You can't just make best friends like that. It takes time and effort. You can't just come in and introduce yourself and then the next minute you're best buddies. It's more complicated than that.
I will not tolerate any more of your stubbornness. I want you to select a public school for Alyssa that's close by, so she can go there by bicycle. That's all I have to say. Alyssa, I need to talk to you.
Grandma?
I really don't want to waste my time on such trivial affairs, but you don't seem to understand your standing in the family, so I took the liberty of contacting you and telling you myself.
What's this about?
I talked to your mother earlier, and we decided that you'll be going to a public school nearby, a school you can commute to by bicycle. It's all set.
Huh? Hold on a second. The whole family sat down and we talked this over. It was decided that I would be going to that private school. I thought it was all worked out.
A woman does not need education, but of course you should at least finish high school. Public school is more than enough for you. If your parents are going to spend that money, they should at least have Kevin go to a private school. That's the proper use of money. Besides, don't you think you should be the one who should have said something? You should have just declined.
How could you say that? There are things I want to do in life too.
Talking back to your elder? I wonder where you got that stubbornness. At any rate, I talked to your mother about it, and it's all been worked out. I will not allow any more of your obstinance. Do you hear me?
Hey, Mom, you got a minute?
Hey, Alyssa. You're over at your friend's place, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going over the exam questions for school. I was going to wait until I got home, but I just couldn't get it out of my mind.
Something wrong?
I just got a line message from Grandma.
Huh? Grandma?
I never hear from her, so I was a bit shocked when I saw her name.
She
She said you and her talked it over and decided that I would not be going to that private school. She said you guys worked everything out.
What?
And that the money would be better spent on Kevin's education. Told me not to be stubborn about it. Is this for real?
No way. We never decided on that. As a matter of fact, I just had an argument with her earlier. I can't believe she contacted you directly and said that.
So that means I can go on studying for the exam, right?
Of course. As a matter of fact, Kevin is sitting right next to me. He said you don't have to listen to what Grandma says. He made the choice to go to public school.
Oh boy, what a relief.
I can't believe that woman. She's always just concerned about Kevin. This is the first time she even acknowledged you, Alyssa.
Yeah, Grandma's always been like that.
I know. What are we going to do with her? Your father keeps cautioning her about her antics, but I guess it's complicated.
Grandma does seem to get a bit excessive sometimes.
But don't forget, Kevin, me, and your dad, we're all rooting for you. We've got your back, so don't worry.
Thanks so much, Mom. I know I could count on you. Don't you worry about the exam. I'll ace it.
That's what I want to hear. Clara, are you there? This time, I want you to send Kevin to a private high school. Can I help you? Kevin is all set on going to a public high school. What? You didn't even consult me! Honestly, wouldn't make any difference if we consulted with you. There you go again. Listen carefully, Clara. I've been telling you for years that you should give Kevin the best possible education, but you simply ignore me. You have no consideration for Kevin's feelings or his dreams, making him go to public school all these years. Don't you feel sorry for your only son? It's what Kevin wants. I can't say anything. That's not true. I think I mentioned this before, but it's wrong to put all your effort into educating Alyssa and ignoring your son. I have never pitted my kids against each other. They are equal in my eyes. Kevin went to public school because he had his reasons. Alyssa chose to go to private school because we thought it best for her future. It means nothing if a woman flaunts her educational background. But it seems Alyssa ended up going to a nearby public school, commuting by bicycle, just as I said. I hope you're not thinking of sending Alyssa to college, are you? Oh, she's definitely going to college. What? She's moving out next year and will be living in the dorm of the state college. That means you're going to have to send her money every month. There's no way I'll permit that. No way. I don't care if it's private or public. If you're going to spend money, spend it on Kevin, why don't you? This time I insist. He must attend a well-known private school. I already told you. Kevin is going to a nearby public high school. Again, you're being stubborn as ever. That's what the kids want. They can do as they please. As I've always said, education is best for men, not for women. A mother's duty is to look after her son, Kevin, not Alyssa. As a mother, you should know that. And I urge you to educate your kids about that too. It's important to know that men have priority over women. Boys must be raised with care. Girls must learn to be patient.
I despise self-righteous old women.
Huh? What did you just say, Clara?
It's me, Kevin.
Kevin?
Sorry to butt in.
No, this is not Kevin. He would never say such a thing to me. Oh, I see what's going on. It's you, isn't it, Alyssa? You're pretending to be Kevin.
You can be absolutely sure it's Kevin. You should be grateful I didn't call you a wrinkled old witch or a bad-tempered old hag.
You're calling me that right now! Alyssa, I will never forgive you for this. That's why I dislike female grandchildren. But what's more, your mother's upbringing methods are despicable. I have always thought this, but I should be the one to bring up poor Kevin. Let's have a meeting tonight regarding what we should do for Kevin's future.
All right then. I'll contact you on my line.
Huh?
I really don't want to see you face to face.
Alyssa, as I said, stop pretending to be Kevin.
Okay, Grandma, where were we?
Kevin, I feel so sorry for you, to have such an unreasonable mother and sister. If you come over and live with me, you'll be able to go to a prestigious private high school. What do you say?
I never said I wanted to go to a private school.
Now, Kevin, you can be completely honest with me. No need to be concerned about your mom or your sister. Tell me how you really feel.
Even if I tell you, you probably won't listen as usual, but I'll try. Did you know that Alyssa has been going to that private school by bicycle? You thought she was going to public school. Well, she's going to Middleton Academy. That private school is only a few blocks away.
Bet you didn't know she's at the top of her class. On the honors list, as a matter of fact.
Does that mean I've been hoodwinked all these years?
Hoodwinked? No way. You were never interested in what Alyssa did anyways. Don't blame your twisted imagination on others. And the reason I stayed in public school is that I not only wanted to go to school with all my close buddies, but I wanted to join the baseball team with my best friend.
Baseball team?
Yeah, and it's a pretty good team too. Oh my god, don't tell me you didn't even know I played baseball!
I had no idea.
I'm the captain of the team, and we even made it to the state finals last year. The high school I want to go to is well known for its outstanding baseball team. They made it to the state finals several times. Even been on national TV. What's more, a couple of pro MLB players went there. That's why I want to go there. Private or public, it makes no difference to me.
I really didn't realize how wonderful you were. But you do realize that baseball is not going to be of much use to you in the future. So I insist that you go to a prestigious private school.
Huh? Not much use?
That's right. Baseball is just an extension of a hobby. You really should think seriously about sprucing up your academic achievements.
I see. So that's what you think about all this.
Of course, you're my precious grandson. I'll do anything for you.
I wanted to be a pro ball player. I want to get into the major leagues.
Huh?
I'm going to be straight with you. I was never fond of you. But after you called my love of baseball just a hobby, I despise you even more. I can't stand this. Block time!
Please, Kevin!
Well, my grandmother learned the hard way that her grandson hated her, but she did not give up there. She burst into her home trying to make amends. Luckily, we weren't there. We had moved into a temporary apartment that we had leased several months prior. My husband had foreseen what her mother would do once she learned that Kevin had been accepted to that high school. And there was that issue with Alyssa too, so we figured we would clear everything up once and for all. He put in for a transfer some time back and scheduled it so that we could move about the time Kevin started at the school. In addition, my grandfather, who's on the verge of retirement, had been preparing to get a divorce. Not even knowing she'll be single soon, my grandmother is still wondering what went wrong and why all this is happening to her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.